What's up? Welcome to Tales Tomorrow. I am Morrow, your storyteller for today, and with me I have some more RPG horror stories. I'm out of things to say for intros, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump to the first story for today. Is that good? Sounds good. Let's do it. Peter. Very cool player, but they have gross tendencies. Yo, sup? Have you ever had a pretty good player but turns out they were somewhat gross? I have. Here's Peter. Peter is a friend of a friend brought into a PF2E game I started online. It's an all-male player group. Peter wanted to play a female elf rogue like they do in another D&D 5e game. Same name, same everything. Peter had some good behavior. Peter described their actions to spice up combat. Feint, create diversion, trip, etc. are all prefaced with how the character does it. Peter was eager to learn PF2E and discuss with me how to bring certain elements into their D&D 5e game. Peter always thanks me after a session for my time. Peter is always on time, sometimes half an hour early to chill or discuss strategy before the game. Wow, Peter sounds like a really fun person. I wonder what their gross tendencies are. When Peter's character levels up, the first thing Peter said in character was, "My tits grew bigger." Oh. Right, well, couldn't get that worse, right? When Peter's character healed another male character after a fight, they jokingly said they kissed the forehead after healing, following up with, "Nah, that'd be gay." Okay, well, I suppose. When Peter's character burned to death because some bad luck and bad strategy, split the party, who knew? I tried to give the situation some room to breathe, and when the other players learned that the death was final, the first thing Peter said from the burning, "Her panties are gone," and that's when I cut it off. Cut off what? The panties? Oh, cut off Peter. Okay, my bad. The campaign only had 3-ish sessions to go, so I'll keep shooting down Peter's grossness instead of kicking. But ultimately, I want to invite Peter to the next campaign. I'm assuming you already spoke to Peter, but if Peter just continues doing that, yeah, if you're uncomfortable with it, completely reasonable and understandable. Peter doesn't have to say, "My tits grew bigger." It's like, imagine if every single time I leveled up, it said, "Morrow's cock increased." And now Morrow at level 13 can't walk correctly because he has something in the way. Anyway, let's get off to the next Let's not get off to the next Jesus Christ. Let's get to the next story. The Tale of Millia, the Man-Hater, the Annoying Paladin. I'm a teenager, and I play D&D with my friends a lot. Here's the cast of characters. Me. My character is Crystal, an elf rogue. DM has a DMPC named Ikea, who is a human fighter. Ikea, the character, was also a trans woman using magic to appear how she wants to. This guy plays a drow cleric named Blake. He was a mind-controlled cultist before Crystal and Ikea saved him. Then there's the problem. We were starting a new campaign, and a new person submitted a character named Millia. Millia was a tall, blonde human paladin. Apparently, Millia lived in an all-female paladin order. When she was 8, her order was destroyed by the BBG's minions, who were men. And now she hates men. We had stories where people just hate tieflings or drow for the sake of them just being tieflings or drow. So this totally is not gonna go wrong or anything, right? Totally not. So Millia was met in a tavern by Crystal and invited to the party. And Millia gladly joined and said something like, "If they're all pretty girls like you, I'll join." So Millia joined the party with the gang, immediately falling in love with Ikea, screaming, "Oh my god, you're so cute!" and hugging her. And then Blake showed up. So Millia said, "Wait, who are you, and why are you here?" Blake said, "Because they saved my life." Millia responded by yelling at Crystal and screaming, "How could you let a man into our party? We're supposed to be good, forces of law." Went on, Crystal was chaotic good. "Men are the most prone to evil, so he's gonna betray us." Ikea Natural said, "No, he's not." Also, sorry if I'm like overdoing the voice and stuff. I'm trying to give like a Karen voice because I feel like Millia comes off as the kind of person that's a Karen. That's gonna just get so pissed off at whatever going on, about a man being there or something going on. I'm just trying to give the most obnoxious voice. So clearly the problem play here, because we can kind of read the room, right? Millia's the part of the title, right? The man-hating paladin, annoying character. It's like we're putting lawful stupid and regular stupid together in a character, and maybe add a little bit of Karen, and then we got Millia. Millia's player proceeded to target Blake. When Millia did an AoE, she moved so that Blake would take damage. Millia would constantly barge into Blake's conversations with NPCs to accuse Blake of being evil. Millia was extremely hostile to every every single male NPC. Millia would also constantly grope IKEA and Crystal, which was really annoying. Why is Millia groping anybody, regardless of who they are, what they are, whatever? Why is the DM allowing this? Why is the DM allowing this to happen? Why is the DM allowing Millia to go that far? What? Eventually, an old picture of IKEA became part of the story, and it was revealed that IKEA was trans. Millia took this poorly. She proceeded to scream that IKEA was a liar and a predator. No, IKEA is a furniture company. Also, am I saying IKEA correctly? Is it IKEA? I don't know. And attacked IKEA with intent to kill. The DM wasn't happy. Oh, now the DM steps in. Oh, now the DM is unhappy. What? The DM let Millia's player roll, and Millia got a nat 1. Why are you letting her roll in the first place? And after the session ended, the DM said, "Get out," to Millia's player. "You're booted from this campaign. Your character is openly sexist and transphobic, and I don't tolerate bigots in or out of game." And that's how Millia got kicked. Wow, DM, really cool of you. A little late though. She's already becoming a nuisance and just like going and hates every single male NPC and playable character and stuff. Maybe the DM was patient. Maybe the DM had a little bit of patience. It was like, well, maybe it can improve. Maybe it's gonna get better. And finally the DM got fed up. It's like, all right, fine, that's it. But why do you even why do you let Millia roll in the first place? Just say, "Out of my fucking game, you cretin." I get it makes like a good story and stuff, but why the hell does the DM, why the hell do DMs just allow these kind of horrible people just to join in games and just stick around for so long? You have the DM, you have the power to just be like, all right, yep, that's it, oh, you're out, pack your bags, get out. But no, some DMs just gotta let every single degenerate join the game and stuff, even though that clearly being a disturbance. And not only did Millia started just being a nuisance to every single time a male player or a male NPC was included, but she was also groping the other players as well. DM, do you not find that weird? Are we supposed to just believe the DM just went like, manhandling? Yeah, okay, I'll allow it. Groping? Yeah, sure, I'll allow it. What? Outside of staying away from Millia and not dealing with Millia, and have a DM that's a little bit more tight on BS, because why? Why are you letting her roll? Why are you letting her grope? Why are you letting her do any of the things nobody else enjoys or likes? What is this? Tale tomorrow. DM kicked me for personal character art. Or DM saw my unintended sketchbook and threw a fit. This is a tale of recent minor horror, as in it happened roughly an hour ago at the time of me sending it to you. Oh, sorry for writing this late. This is probably like a few months old at this point. I'm sorry. I'm a part of an IRL D&D party. We get together at the DM's apartment. The cast is as follows. Me, potential problem player who brings his backpack to D&D. DM, George, the host who kicked me out. Jill, one of the other 3 players. Jill has a small role to play, unlike the 2 other players in this tale. Dan, another of the 3 players, plays a smaller role than Jill. Oscar, last one of the players, he's just there for the sake of consistency. Names changed to protect the innocent. That implies that names for the guilty are not changed. I guess it's up to us to decide whose names are changed, whose names aren't changed. I'm kidding, by the way. Let's get to the story. I've been playing with this group once a week, somewhat regularly on Wednesdays. A weird day for D&D, but it's one day where everyone is usually free, so no big deal. I play a Dark Elf Paladin. Joe plays a Halfling Wizard. Dan a Dragonborn Barbarian, and Oscar a Human Blood Hunter. George the DM has been fairly cool. They run an open world game that gives a lot of freedom and is able to keep the world moving while we're in it. It's like it's alive and every action, no matter how small, has ramifications down the road. All this to say that George is a very good DM. Here's a note. I'm a guy. Jill's the only woman at the table and she and I play female characters. Why is my character female? Because I flipped a coin. If you ever played any MMO, like I've played Final Fantasy XIV, sometimes you just want to be a pretty cat girl. There's nothing wrong with that. You want to be a pretty cat girl, or a buff cat man, or whatever, or you want to be a pretty cat boy, who knows? Do whatever you want to do. I completely understand. Listen, roll with what you want to roll. It's your character. It's up to you. Have fun. Now then, usually I'm the first one to get to George's place, even when I take a detour to buy some snacks to the party. I had to step out, so I was just waiting at the table. I lazily pulled out my sketchbook and began scribbling my character. I didn't describe them too much in game. Long hair, ornate armor with a cape, steely gaze. I honestly don't know what the hell she looked like. when I introduced her. So I was making the time to try and flesh her out more in my mind's eye. I'll admit that the way I drew my Paladin was a few notches above Red Sonja level bikini armor. Still rather impractical, but I don't think it really mattered. Not like I was planning to show this off to the group and say, this is exactly how my character looks. I was just trying to kill time. Hey, who's that? My character. I said it without thinking or noticing that she had come into the apartment. She is the DM's sister and had a spare key. She could look over my shoulder without me noticing. Before I could backtrack, they said that they liked it. I was pretty happy to hear that and figured it'd be the end of it. Soon enough, the other two players showed up. Jill would insist on showing the other two what I could do, and they said they liked it too. Dan said they thought her hair was shorter, and Oscar suggested I would give her abs since they're gonna be exposed, which was advice I happily took. Good. Muscly women with abs are very good. Finally, George returns. Same as last, Jill wanted George to see my art. He looked it over. I could tell from his face he wasn't a fan, which, to be fair, I wouldn't say I'm all that great of an artist. I don't think this design really fits the world I'm going for. Oh, okay. I figured we just wouldn't bring up the design at this point. George set up his DM screen and started the recap. Our three heroes begin to wake up from the night at the inn, recovering from the injuries from... Wait, three? Yeah. You, Dan, and Oscar all wake up from your long rest. What about OP? Yeah, I was at the inn too. Oh, your character doesn't exist anymore. Wait, what? Wait, what? Well, now that we know how your character looks, I don't think they fit the setting I'm going for. This isn't some kind of not safe for work D&D game. So you're gonna have to make a new character that fits in better with the more grounded settings I'm creating. Yeah, but I mean, it's a f***ing drawing. If I wanted to pay somebody, or even wanted to draw myself, Morrow as a sexy stud, completely half naked with like a nice little sensor of a leaf for its crotch. If I really wanted to do that, I can, because guess what? Art is an expressive medium, and you're allowed to draw things sexy. You are allowed to draw things however you want, whether it be buff or sexy. It doesn't mean that that's the character concept. Why are you just assuming that? I mean, my art could just be non-canon to the world setting or something. Oh no, you've already polluted everybody's mind with the image. Now everybody knows this is how you view your character and how this is what everyone will think of you when your character does anything. It can't work. Is George alright? Does he need like a little massage? Because he's stretching pretty far and he's gonna hurt himself with that. Good lord, what is this coming from? Oh, please don't tell me George is one of those people that's like, I'm anti-lewd. Anything lewd in my life, I'ma go ahead, besmirch it, and make a problem out of it. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with not liking sexy stuff, and that's completely okay. You don't have to be involved in it. But if you're being a prude just to spite somebody, then that's a dick move right there. George and Jill immediately start arguing over how stupid this is or isn't. I am left stunned, mostly quiet, but the other guys looking at me like, well, they're fighting over you and maybe do something? I don't know what they expect me to do, but I try to break up the apparent siblings. Hey guys, it's no big deal, let's just forget about the picture. Shut up! This is your fault for ruining my setting. Get out! Him and Jill go back to shouting, and at this point, Dan and Oscar jump in to try to calm George down. I just give up and skedaddled. I wouldn't want the DM to kowtow and begrudgingly allow my character to be a part of this game out of protest. Half an hour later, after I made my way back home, I get a text from Jill apologizing for scaring me off. I told her it was fine, she was fighting on my defense. She told me that George cancelled the session and blamed me for fighting and standing firm and not letting me return. Which might be for the best. I certainly wouldn't want to get back after this. Yeah, I wouldn't return either, and I hope you're in a better game right now. I know it's been like a while since you emailed us and everything, but I hope you're in a much better place, in a much better game with much better fun people, and not a DM that's gonna be a prude and ruining your fun over, what, art that you made yourself for your own expression? You're allowed, listen, no matter who you are, if you want to get fan art, or you want to commission art, or you want to draw art yourself, or whatever, if you want to make an avatar of your character like I did, because I'm a madman. If you want to express your character in any way with any sort of art, whether it be regular, cool, or even sexy, even a little bit lewd, or oh my, scandalous, you are allowed to do that, because guess what? It's your character. It doesn't mean that that's how they're gonna look for everything. You're allowed to have different variations of your character's art because it's for your own personal enjoyment. For George to just assume that's like, oh, you tainted my game and everyone's vision of your character because that lewd smut of your character besmirching my whole game. Get out, heathen. That's just stupid. That's genuinely stupid. That's taking the anti-fetish stuff to a whole new level where you just a prude that just try to spite somebody. You literally just assuming something and you're spiting somebody for the sake of spiting somebody. George is such a fucking dickhead. For real. I'm glad you're out of the game. I'm genuinely glad you're out of the game. And I hope you're in better games, my man. I hope you're in better games, and I'm still hoping you're drawing your character in bikini armor with full abs and stuff. Ah, powerful women with abs are so hot. And with that, that's gonna be all our stories for today. I want to thank you very much for watching, and thanks so much for being here. If you like what I do, consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like. Also, if the RPG Horror Stories ever goes down, or if you want to submit your own personalized horror story, email is down in the description below. I'll see you again in more Tales Tomorrow. Bye-bye.